Lonely Monk Productions. Do you like storytelling? Or do you like me? Well, join me on April 27th at Caveat in New York City on the Lower East Side as I share a true story from my life on the show Risk. Created and hosted by my former guest and my pal Kevin Allison, Risk is the live show and weekly podcast where people tell true stories they never thought they'd dare to share in public. And here's a tip. Tickets are available now for $18 if you purchase them in advance, or, $20 at the door if you wait until the day of. Can't make it to New York but still want to catch the show? Well, the night is being live streamed via Stellar, and those tickets are only $15. Visit www.risk-show/tour for more details. That's www.risk-show/tour. Hope to see you there. I don't know if y'all have heard Band-Aid by Paris Jackson yet, but yo!
That's my Jawn! Hey yo, displace the guilt.
What's good, friends and family, neighbors near and far? Welcome to an all-new episode of the Yo, That's My Jawn podcast. The podcast, website, brand, movement, way of life dedicated to the embrace and championing of your passions. I am your host, Nate Runkle, a.k.a. John Connor. Come with me if you want to live, a.k.a. Nate 3.0. Back at it again with yet another episode of the podcast. As always, I hope this podcast finds you all in good health and in good spirits. On today's episode, I chat with singer Ryan Gilfillian. We talk about his life and his latest EP, Evergreen, and that's coming up in a bit. But first, friends, we did it! Last week, we finally broke into the Apple Podcast Top 100 charts for music interviews. Number 91 with a bullet, y'all. It's so incredibly validating, and it makes me know that I'm on the right track with this show. And, of course, I couldn't have done it without each and every one of you. So I hope you keep listening, and I hope you keep continuing to share the show with your friends. It means so much to me. Guys, everyone is welcome aboard. And the best way to keep up with the goings-on is to jump on the website, www.yothat'smyjawn.com, and sign on up for the mailing list. And guys, while you're there, check out the shop link for some Yo, That's My Jawn merchandise. I mentioned the return of the Jawn shirt that went up last week, but beyond that, there are a bunch of t-shirt designs up there, so go knock yourself silly. And make sure you're following us on the socials at Yo, That's My Jawn on everything. Like us, follow us, rate us, review us, subscribe, do it all. Alrighty, we're going to take a very short break, and then we will return with my interview with Ryan Gilfillian. Yo, That's My Jawn is brought to you by Anchor.fm. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Take a seat. Let me explain. It's free. It costs nothing. $0 and 0 cents. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Me? I'm doing this from my iPad. It's that simple. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more podcast providers. What's that mean? That means when someone says, hey, how do I find your podcast? You go, you ever hear of a little app called Spotify? Boom, it's there. What's that in your hand, an iPhone? Boom, go to your podcast app. I'm there. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Right from the beginning, straight out the gate, you can make money. Season 1 made me so much money, I could afford a cup of coffee at Starbucks. A grande. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's anchor.fm. My guest today is an incredibly talented singer and songwriter who has graced the stages of the World Cafe Live, the Newport Folk Festival, and the Exponential Music Festival, opening for some of the top acts in R&B and country. His latest release, the 5-song EP Evergreen, brings you along on his journey of heartbreak and love, and songs from it can be heard on 88.5 WXPN in Philadelphia and on 91.5 Jazz and More in Las Vegas. Folks, it is my honor to welcome to the show Ryan Gilfillian. Ladies and gentlemen, I am joined today by the great Ryan Gilfillian. Ryan, thank you for joining me on Yo, That's My Jawn.
Man, thank you so much for having me.
So I recently got a chance to check out the video footage that XPN shot for The Key. And my God, does your band sound so good right now. And yourself, man, like just so good.
Thank you so much. It's like literally just a good collective of people. Obviously, I don't know if anyone follows me, they know I play with another band, Omar's Hat. That's another collective of just musicians that all produce their own things and that just are all on another level. And I'm like, lucky enough to play with these guys, and it's literally like 8 people. So, horns and everybody that comes together, and they already have like a natural feeling together. And then when they come in and they listen to my stuff so much that they can just play it, it's just, I can't explain it. I love it. I love playing with my friends.
It's awesome, and it takes on like a whole new feeling. Like the EP is incredible, but the way the songs sound with the band just playing it live, like there's so much more feel and so much more kind of room for just life in all of your stuff, man.
Thank you so much, man. Yeah, we just did the Flower Show literally last week, and we played almost half the set. We've never played all together at one time. Like half these songs I've never sang in public, but just knowing again who I was playing with, I knew it was just going to be fun. So every time we play something, I'm happy you brought that up. The XP and Key sessions, I was just actually showing some friends and family the same thing, and NPR just actually put it on their website too. So it's in their live sessions, which is amazing. We just submitted our Tiny Desk video and everything too. So pretty much everyone in that video, except for Damani Akiri, shout out Doc. It's my other bass player. He's great. But the person that you saw in that video was AJ, who actually just put an album out as well. And that's amazing. Kayla plays keys for me. She just put a single out last week called Imagine, Black Butterfly. I just got to shout out all the homies if I can. But They're amazing. Their music speaks for itself. Like I'm grateful that they play with me. Like I said, they're amazing people.
It's incredible. Let's jump in the Wayback Machine. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Where were you born?
I was born in Philadelphia, but grew up in Delaware County, right outside of Philadelphia. It's a place called Morton. Went to Springfield High School. My brother, my sister, my mom, dad, we all were musicians or did musical things. My mom, well, she's in the medical field, but she sings too. My dad sings. My brother, he's actually a musician now. He does well for himself. My dad, music paid the bills all our lives. Like he just grew up in a musical household.
What kind of? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You got it. No, after you.
No, yeah, I was just gonna say, what kind of music was like playing around the house, like at that time when you were little? Like, what were your first memories of songs?
So it was a good mixture. So my dad always had like records in the basement. We played whatever we wanted. But like, I always liked Michael Jackson and stuff when I was younger. But then my dad was doing weddings, so he had to play current songs, and we knew what was going on. I remember like just stuff that you could play at a wedding, or even stuff at the current time. It was like Faith Evans, or there was Stevie songs, Babyface. There was just a big mixture of different things. And we always and then we, growing up kids, having our friends, we still got into the hip hop and even like the rock, and like we had NSYNC posters. We were strange. We had a wild, ambidextrous amount of music just hitting us. From literally, you could go either way with it, but it was a good job.
Yeah. Do you? Pardon my ignorance. That's the word I'm looking for. Pardon my. Do you play music, or do you play an instrument, or do you just primarily sing?
Well, I mean, I can play some keys. I can strum a little bit on the guitar, and I can pretty much pick stuff up. I played drums as a kid before my accident. I don't know if you guys can't see me, but I'm in a wheelchair. But yeah, I've always been able to pick up stuff and make good noises with it. But I'll leave if I want to make a sound. I have a friend that plays that instrument way better than I can, so I rely on them a little bit more.
Yeah. Did you sing in school? Like, were you in like choir and stuff like that, or?
Oh yeah, we sang in school, and yeah, literally since I was a little kid, I always did. We didn't do too much extracurricular. I mean, I did like talent shows and stuff for school, but we kept it, under wraps kind of until I really got out of high school and got out of college. Well, it was like in college, and started kind of rapping and just writing more music, doing stuff. My brother started. I didn't hear my brother even sing until I was 21. Like, he didn't even really use his voice that much. So it's kind of crazy how fast things happen for him. Then, as soon as he started, he moved to Nashville and started making some moves down there. We started taking advantage of more opportunities, and I really started to make a change rather than doing what I was doing to making music.
Yeah, when you were rapping, who was like what was like your guy? Like, who were you kind of reminiscent of? Like, what was
I can't say. That's funny. Everyone always says, like, who can you compare yourself to almost? But I can't really. I don't know. Like, I used to. I mean, of course, I loved like Lil Wayne and Jay-Z and like the people that I grew up on, but like I didn't really rap like them. The producers that I would work with, like my buddy Wheezy, DCX Albert Einstein, that's his stuff. He's a producer, my best friend, and we literally went from the cheapest mic rapping in hotels and the shit to get in the studio and then locking in and really investing in ourselves and stuff like that. So I was working with his beats and everything. I don't know. We just had our own flows, like our own little. We were kind of weird, but I'm kind of happy I started singing more than rapping, because I feel like, I mean, I could always write, and I wasn't a bad rapper. I might be selling myself a little short, but I'd rather sing because it feels better.
Yeah,
like you get to hear my emotions when I'm writing these songs. Like, I don't know if you listen to my album or anything, but I put an album out in November 25th, and it's a 5-piece, but it was 5 songs out of a lot more that we picked out, and we went, me and Nicky Leonardo, is the main producer on it. We wrote these songs together. He's from New Jersey, but we took trips to Nashville back and forth, 13-hour trips, flights. And it took about 2 years to come up with these songs. And it's the first project that I put out, a full project. And I'm happy I waited and got the sounds that I liked and worked with the people that I worked with. Now that I have this team out in Philadelphia of these wonderful people that picked up the same sounds and, are willing to learn my stuff and work with me. It's just like, it's even better. So, we got some incredible music that we're working on now. And I'm super excited for what's to come. Honestly, this is going to be a good year for me.
Yeah, I've absolutely listened to Evergreen. It's absolutely phenomenal, man. Like I love it. And like one of the things that I find very striking about it is it doesn't sound like a early release. Like it sounds lived. It sounds like you know, it comes from a place of experience. What was the process in kind of putting that together? Like you said, you had a lot of tracks for it that you whittled down. Was there ever a thought of doing it as a full album, or was it always the idea to put an EP out first?
I mean, it's just, I feel like since I didn't almost establish a gigantic, audience. It was a lot of money and everything that if I put a whole album out, like I can hold on to a couple songs and then maybe release some songs after, or maybe even, I could give a song to somebody in my band because they might be able to do it better than me. But I think the 5 that I put out was a nice, tight little project. And I looked at my peers before I, even recorded my stuff. And where I went to even record everything was the same place like Paramore did their album. Like I worked with people that had a lot of experience and honestly taught me a lot. Let me just, humbled me before I just released something that would have sounded kind of a lot more amateur. But thank you again very much for, saying that. I've never heard anybody, critique it like that. Like it sounded like I've been doing this a while, because honestly, it's just, I don't know. I put my heart into it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can definitely pick it up. Like you can definitely hear it in that. Like it's definitely, the passion is there. And those are the kind of projects and the kind of art that excites me. Like when you can hear that, this is the only option for someone, like this is it. This is what I want to do. And this is what I want to share. It's beautiful, man. Like I dig it a lot. I also have to say that the concept of, I wish, breaking hearts was a real crime is just fucking awesome. Like it's just so good. I love that line so much, man. Like it's so good. Oh man, I'm just gonna sit here and sing praises this whole time because, like I said, like the sound is totally something that like is in my wheelhouse. It's kind of exactly the kind of soul and R&B that like I've always been drawn to, especially from a live setting. Who were kind of some of your influences making that pivot into singing more than rapping? Like what, you said it was easier to kind of share the emotion that way. What was your draw to it?
I mean, my brother was a gigantic influence. I mean, seeing literally how he used just his voice and just the emotion. Like when we sing, you see it in our faces and just everything, how we do what our I don't know, like just seeing how he does it. And I thought like, damn, like I could sing and, I could get paid for doing this. And, yeah, I'd rather not just be sitting here rapping like an idiot. I can put my heart into something and, and I think that's honestly like was one of the biggest things, but, not just that, like old school music, like Otis Redding, Frankie Beverly, like just people that I can like feel like when they sing. When you hear these people, like you hear it in their voices, you see it, every emotion when they're doing it. You got to close your eyes. Like I have to wear sunglasses when I'm on stage. Every time you'll see me on stage, I'll have sunglasses. I debated if I was going to wear sunglasses for this. That's why I asked if this is going to be a vision.
I was wondering if I was going to see them.
Yeah. So I just, but it's a thing because like I usually when I'm not nervous, but like when I'm giving that type of emotion on stage, I have my eyes closed or like I'm making faces. So I feel like I just gotta. It's like my safety shield, and yeah. when I given all that, it feels good. So that's kind of why I made the definite pivot from just not soullessly rapping, but like I didn't get to put my everything into rapping, and I feel like I'm doing that with this singing and writing and the path that I'm on. So
yeah, was it an easy transition for you, or like did it click right away, or?
Oh yeah, I mean I've been singing too the whole time, kind of just behind the raps, just messing around. People are always like, "Hey, you need to do that." So I mean, yeah, it was pretty easy, and I don't know, especially with the people that I'm around too. Like I said, Kayla Childs, Black Butterfly. This girl, she plays keys like I can close my eyes and see the rainbow when she's playing, and it's just like it's hard not to hum or sing something, or just words come to my head. So, yeah, I don't know. It's definitely the company I'm keeping, and I don't know.
Yeah,
definitely keeping consistent around these people.
You had mentioned you always have someone there to bounce ideas off of to kind of formulate the songs. Like, what is your song writing process like? Just kind of come up with a melody, or do you craft out your words first?
Well, I know that like whatever I'm going through, whatever emotion I'm going through, and what I'm feeling is what's going to come to my mind. So like, I'll sit with, say, Nicky Boy Leo, and he'll just play. He'll have the guitar, just start strumming something. We usually start from scratch all the time, and like it's always, I don't want to sound cliche, but it's always going to be like, keep playing that, because something will come to my mind. Like, and I literally go off the first couple of words. I remember the day I wrote "Crime." The first words that came to my head was "Wish I could wake up and be fine," because of what I was going through that day. Like I literally, as soon as I woke up that morning, I was reminded of what I was going through in my relationship and everything, and like that was what was resonating with me all day. So that's what I wanted to write a song about. So yeah, like I can't just write a song about like anything. I have to literally be living it. I mean, I could, given a topic, if I needed to, I could do it for sure. But it's better to, have that raw emotion come out through the music. I'm definitely good at freestyling and improvising off top. Like that's a strong thing. We try to like hit record and just let me do what I do. At least I have a couple songs that just me making stuff up. And, we just went with those. Didn't even change them. So, it's a different creative process at different times. The way I'm feeling right now, alcohol could be a thing, and make me write about certain things because I'm a little sad right now, but I'm not going to get into that.
Okay.
But, yeah. But another day, it could be the total opposite, So, yeah. Whoever I'm around definitely can sway me as well. Like, I remember, if I'm writing with someone that I might be attracted to, we might use that attraction rather than embracing each other on a physical type time. We might just use it to go crazy with lyrics. I've done that with another person, and it worked out great. And I'm very happy we never, explored the other things or anything. Just used the music because it ended up in a good song. So, yeah. You never know what's going to inspire you, what the process is going to be.
Yeah, sometimes it's like it's too early in the behind the music to ruin the good song with a relationship.
Absolutely.
one relationship, obviously, you can't really ruin is the relationship with your brother Devin. The song you guys do on your EP, "Talk to Me," is beautiful. Like, what's it like? Kind of, you said your brother inspired you to kind of start, singing as opposed to rapping or whatever. How does it feel to like kind of collaborate on something of your own, as opposed to the other way around or anything like that?
Well, I've been definitely waiting to do that, so I'm happy it did happen, and it's definitely the first one we put out. We got some more songs together. He's like a workhorse. He's written like 100 different concepts in the last year. And he's got so many different songs, and his album's coming out in April. He sets the bar for me, at least. After, it's hard sometimes going after him, but at the same time, it's not. He gave me any type of help if I needed it. So it's a great person to have in your corner.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Yeah, it's a phenomenal song. My favorite song on the EP though is "Mary Mary." It's just got such a great vibe to it. Like it hits me. I don't know if you've ever heard. God, I forget what the name of the album was, but there was a guy named Donnie. I think he was from like Atlanta. R&B singer, and it's got a vibe just like that, and it's like one of my my favorite like unappreciated albums. Like whenever someone's like, play me something I've never heard before, I always play them that. But Mary Mary's got that vibe, man, and I absolutely dig that song. Tell me a little bit about writing that one.
I actually been playing that little doodle, the little intro before I go into my memories got me deep in my feelings. I've been playing that for years, just messing around. And first time I met Nikki Boyleo was with another writer, friend, singer named Tidge in Nashville. And me and my buddy Josh, we flew down there and we recorded in, I think it was like Justin Timberlake's building or something. I forget exactly what it was. And don't quote me word for word for this, because we'll figure out exactly where we did this. But we did it. I met Nicky. He came up with this. I played the beginning. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, and they loved it. They're like, we got to build a song off of it. We're doing it right now. Let's jump into it. What key was that? I'm like, it's this C. And from there, they just literally, we took like 2 days to just get everybody together, from the bass player and the actual keyboard player, Josh Blaylock. The bass player was Taylor Thompson. And both of those dudes are Grammy nominated. Who else? We got my brother singing background. I got my dad singing background. Maureen Murphy and Monty Wilkins. I don't know how many crazy records they've been on, but they're the baddest background singers this side of the Mississippi. And I got my sister on there. I got a whole bunch of people to just do backgrounds. And then my buddy Batman, Christian Mateo, he mastered it. We re-recorded it, redid everything over at Fatback Studios, is the same place where, like I said, Paramore did their stuff. And I love that track. It was just a beautiful thing. Literally the day I met Nikki Boyleo. And that's how I knew we were going to build up this entire, I think we did that 2019. First day in Nashville, September 2019. And I was still in a relationship at the time. So I was writing from a perspective of like, like Mary's leaving me, but the crazy thing is I was leaving her. It's just, it's wild. But it was a lot of wild meanings behind the whole album. But you feel it. I feel like you feel it if you're going through that. If you're going through a heartbreak, you definitely can relate to it in a lot of ways. But happy to work with the people that I've been working with because I got some happy music coming out now. So yeah,
I dig it. Is that so? Are you putting an album together? Is that next, or are you going to release some singles or?
I'm going to be doing some singles, but I'm initially putting another project together. So yeah, I'm working with AJ, I'm working with Kayla, I'm working with Yasay, I'm working with everyone in the group, Nicky Boy Leo, Austin. I can't wait to do I can't wait to show you guys what I'm doing. I'm happy about it because I love my album, but I'm trying not to be in the sad album mode anymore. You know, I want to put the positivity out.
I love it. How have the live shows been? I know you said you were just at the Flower Show, and I think you played at Ardmore, right? Recently.
Yeah, we did I did the Flower Show, and me and Omar's Hat did the Ardmore Music Hall. Me and my brother did the Ardmore Music Hall too. About what was that, December? But we've done a bunch of different shows. I got another show at Soak City coming up April 13th. It's going to be like a birthday type show. I got Treyway in the Now Generation. He's going to be playing with me. Well, we're going to be like splitting the show, I guess. I'm going to have my band. He has his band, and kind of make it a thing, make it like a fashion type of thing too. It's going to be sharp. But I'm going to be doing a private show after that. I can't tell you the location of it, but it's going to be like 80 people capacity. It's going to be real intimate. We're going to be doing a lot of content. It's going to be a nice situation. But we got some stuff coming up for sure. Disability Pride Festival. Yeah, I don't know. We got some shows coming.
Yeah, I dig it. Do you have a time frame for the new album, or are you just kind of when it's done, it's done?
Man, we still got to push this here, EP. We got a little bit, but
yeah,
I think when it gets hot, as soon as it gets real hot, you're gonna get a single. That's all I can say.
Okay. I dig it. At this time, you want to do some jauntlet questions? These are my questionnaires that I ask every single guest that comes through the podcast. It starts with the one hit wonders. One hit wonder number one: Billy Joel or Elton John? Who do you prefer?
Damn, I'm gonna go. Were we talking 80s Billy Joel? Billy Joel?
Yeah.
Oh, Bill. No. I'm still going Elton.
Okay. All right. I dig it. Debbie Harry or Joan Jett?
Debbie Harry.
Okay. All right. Aretha Franklin or Tina Turner?
Oh, man. Come on. I'm going Aretha for sure. Aretha all day.
Yeah.
I love Tina. Don't get it twisted, but Aretha all day. Tina would tell me to go Aretha.
Yeah, definitely. Nirvana or Pearl Jam?
Oh, damn, Nirvana.
Yeah.
Hold up. I gotta say Pearl Jam. I got more Pearl Jam than Nirvana. I love Nirvana, but yeah, Pearl Jam.
Yeah, I can dig that. You said growing up you had a super eclectic, kind of range of music you were listening to. Is there a rock album in your repertoire? Like, have you thought about incorporating any rock into your stuff?
I mean, I would love to incorporate something. I had crazy phases. Like, you would have to ask me like what grade I was in and what I was listening to. Cause like, I don't know, 5th grade, I was heavy Eminem, System of a Down. 4th grade, I was like heavy into Korn. Like, it was like, I had these weird phases. But like, of course, a little later, I got into the Zeppelin, and then like I experienced the old school classic rock and got into different things. But I would, of course, throw a little Nirvana in my situation, or I don't know what type of rock. I even throw like, would you classify Tracy Chapman as rock too? I think that's rock.
I could. That's like a folk rock, yeah.
Yeah, I like some folky rock in there. I even like some I wouldn't say the Stones, but what's my boy Steven Tyler? Oh
Oh,
man,
Aerosmith.
Aerosmith. I like some Aerosmith and like, some wild stuff in my set that like some people can relate to, and still like I don't know, like I would have to read the scene, but I even do some country out here. You know, I do some Tennessee whiskey and some what else? What else have I already done? I can't think of that many rock songs that I've thrown in my repertoire, but
Yeah.
yeah, I would definitely.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Next one, Janis Joplin or Stevie Nicks?
Damn, that's a hard one. I love Janice, but like I love Stevie. I'm going Stevie Nicks.
All right, I love it. Beatles or the Stones?
Beatles. Come on.
Definitely. Last one of the one-hit wonders, Bohemian Rhapsody or Stairway to Heaven?
Bohemian Rhapsody by far.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm right there with you.
come on. Like what? I would love to do some Queen. I would kill some Freddie, but yeah, some Freddie and some Zeppelin in there. You can do some. Oh yeah, I could get in there.
All right. The next section is the top 10 countdown. Obviously, you know, Jawn can be whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be music. Number one, what was your first, Jawn? What was the first thing you were obsessed with when you were a kid?
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Jackson by far. Oh yeah, I wanted to dance. I wanted to sing like him. I just wanted to move like how Mike moved when he was a kid. That was it. Like, I just wanted to do everything Mike did. I found every record that he was on in my dad's basement. I played them, every song. I learned them when I was so little. I knew every Michael Jackson song.
Yeah, I was right there with you. I had when I was a little kid, I had the Beat It jacket, and like that was like my prized possession. I wore that thing everywhere, and even into high school. Like I'm older than you, but like '93, I was still dressing like Michael in the "Way You Make Me Feel" video. So like I had a ponytail and like would always wear like a white V-neck under a open button up. That was like my look for like a good 2-3 years. Like I was kind of obsessed.
Yeah. We just did The Way You Make Me Feel at the flower show, and I love that video. I don't think I had that style at all, but maybe if I was a little older, I could have been on there.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. When I was wearing it, it wasn't cool. All right, so like, don't get it twisted. Like nobody thought it was cool, but I was doing it. I was living that. Number two, what's your current, Jawn? What are you into right now?
What am I into right now? I'd say Anderson, Anderson .Paak, and like BJ the Chicago Kid. I'm still into my brother's music. He's more wild than the stuff that I've been like really been on some more of an R&B wave. But other than that, literally I've been listening to my friends. AJ Sugar, his album is incredible, and I'm not just trying to plug him. It's literally a masterpiece. Him, Brushstroke, they have like the same type vibe. It's stuff you can just drive to, chill, tells a story. It's so good. And now that Kayla's dropping her stuff, I can't wait like to just be able to sit and listen to all my friends and that be my playlist. So
it's awesome.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I love that. Number three, what was your first concert? What was the first live show you went to?
First live show, Carlos Santana.
Yeah, where at?
Yeah, man. Atlantic City. My dad brought me and my brother. We were young. Oh yeah. I mean, even younger. I mean, that's the first one I really super remember. We went and saw Tower Power when we were kids. Average White Band. We were so little though. Like I couldn't enjoy it or know what was going on. But I remember Santana. I remember everything about that. So.
That's awesome. That's a good one. That is a good one. Number four, what was the last concert you went to? What was the last live show you saw?
The last live show I went to might have been my friends. Taylor Kelly. Taylor Kelly. She's amazing. And I'm actually going to see them. They have a women's show with Carla Gamble, Taylor Kelly, I believe Soraya Nicole, a whole bunch of wonderful women that are singing Black Canvas, which is Molly Rossi, Jay Shauna, and a whole bunch of wonderful women in this band. And they're going to be at World Cafe on the 16th. That's probably the next one I'm going to.
Awesome. I dig that. That was number 4. Number 5, what was your favorite concert? What was the best live show you ever saw?
Best live show I've ever seen. I gotta say, that's tough. I've seen a lot of live shows. I've seen Babyface. He was amazing. I would say it's I'm modest, not modest, but sound biased. But my brother, he literally puts a lot of work into his show, and he brought out the big guns, and it showed me why there's a big price difference in what he's getting paid and what I'm getting paid when we're doing shows, because he's putting the work in.
Beautiful answer. I love it. And I don't disagree. Like, and don't sell yourself short. Like, the two of you sharing the stage at the Exponential Music Festival this year was a beautiful thing, man, and it sounded so good. Like, that was a great moment to be able to experience.
Oh man, thank you very much. That was what was that, 2021? I believe that was a beautiful year.
That was dope. Yeah. That was dope.
So 2022, I was about to say 2022, I got to do Exponential Fest with Omar's Hat. That was a wonderful experience as well. I got to lead my own band. Almost all the original members were actually out touring and working. So I had to come up with my own gang, but ended up being majority of the people that I usually play with. So it worked out.
That's dope. I love it. Number 6, who have you never seen live that you wish you would have? They can be living or dead.
Michael Jackson.
I knew that was coming. Yeah.
Yeah, that's clear. That's easy.
Number 7, name an unappreciated Jawn. Name something you wish more people would pay attention to.
Unappreciated Jawn. It could be anything,
anything at all.
An unappreciated Jawn. I don't know. Unappreciated Jawn. Honestly, Robert Glasper.
Oh God, yes.
That's funny. Yeah. I feel like that's a funny thing. Like, I've gone up with friends to see him play at the Blue Note in New York, and he's a humble cat. He's played with some of the cats that I know, Adam Blackstone, Treyway. It's just he's a killer, man. And it's funny how that whole situation happened when the Grammys happened and everything. But yeah,
hey,
tap into that Robert. Yep.
He got a good T-shirt to sell out of it, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Number 8. What's your favorite album?
Favorite album? Oh man, this is gonna be super random because it's not related to anything. But like, my favorite album, favorite era of time, and everything. I don't know why, but it was the Carter 2, Lil Wayne. It's just at the time, everything I was going through at that time, that album spoke to me, and still does at times. I'll
tell you what, I feel like because of some of the more goofiness later in his career, like I feel like people don't give Wayne enough respect for that era of like Carter 2 through Carter 3. Like, he was just on top of his game and like just putting out killer after killer after killer.
Yeah, no one knows. It was unreal. That was my high school era. It was like everyone in this house right now can agree that Lil Wayne was top tier. It was just the shit. That's all we would blast. Like CDs, we were burning CDs at the time. Damn. What happened to burning CDs? Anyway, Lil Wayne Carter too.
A brilliant answer. Number 9, name an artist whose output you'll consume anything they put out.
J. Cole, for sure. Not just J. Cole though. I could have went with someone else. No matter what they put out. Anderson, like he's put out rap, he's put out R&B, he's put out soul stuff. He's got so many different flavors. Fuck with Anderson for sure.
Yeah. Definitely. That's a dude who just head to toe is so incredibly talented and just great at anything he wants to try to achieve. Like it's unbelievable to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Number 10, the 10th and final of the top 10 countdown. What is your favorite Jawn of all time? Doesn't have to be music, it can be anything you want it to be.
Oh man. Favorite Jawn of all time. Favorite Jawn of all time? My dad's album. It's got an album from way back when, this band called Cafe LA. And that's kind of like, that's one of the main sources of why I wanted to get into music, period. Seeing him perform live and do what he loved. So shout to Cafe LA. Olé is the album.
That's awesome. That is so cool. I have never heard it, but I did come across it when I was doing all my research, and I pulled up his all music page and stuff like that, kind of looking into it. I definitely got to give it a listen.
Awesome, man. Please. Damn, man. Well, again, thank you again for this opportunity, man.
Yeah, man. No, thank you for doing this. If anybody wants to track you down on the socials, what's the best way to find all that?
RyanGilfillian.com, or just look up Ryan Gilfillian. That's Ryan Gilfillian on everything. Literally, like if you go to my website, then you'll find everything, like my tour dates and where I'm going to be popping up next, and my music and all of my socials. But literally RyanGilfillian on everything: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, TikTok. I got it all. So
I love it. Ryan,
thank you again so much.
Thank you so much for doing this. Not just doing this, but also thank you for creating just incredibly beautiful music. Like I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. Like Evergreen is just a beautiful achievement. And I'm so glad that we got to have this conversation.
Thank you again, Nick, man. This is awesome.
My thanks again to Ryan for joining me on the show today. His EP, Evergreen, is currently streaming wherever you get your music from, and you can see Ryan perform selections from it on The Key on WXPN's YouTube channel. He will be performing on April 13th at Silk City in Philadelphia. Tickets are limited, so if you want to go, make sure you get them pronto. Visit www.ryangilfillian.com for more info. And you can follow Ryan on Instagram and Twitter at Ryan Gilfillian and on Facebook at Ryan Gilfillian Music. Links to all of those are in the show notes. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to subscribe to the Yo, That's My Jawn podcast, wherever you get your podcasts from. And gang, it is never too late to get yourself a super awesome Jawn Scout merit badge for citizenship of the world just by rating and reviewing us. Don't forget to visit www.yothat'smyjawn.com for articles, merchandise, and links to all of the previous episodes of this podcast. And while you are there, be sure to sign up for our mailing list to get all of the updates delivered straight to your inbox. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/YoThat'sMyJawn for updates and live streams. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Yo That's My Jawn, and search Yo That's My Jawn on YouTube to find the Yo That's My Jawn YouTube channel. Like and subscribe the heck out of that ish. We want to hear from you. Reach out, and touch some Jawn. Thanks as always for joining me on yet another episode. Join me next week, yes, next week, for another episode where I am joined by the great Dave Haas to talk about his upcoming Sing Us Home Festival. Yeah, man, no rest for the wicked. blue skies. Until next time, everybody.
Hey yo, displace the guilt and embrace the pleasure. Your taste in music doesn't have to be.
Yo, That's My Jawn is a Lonely Monk production, written and produced by yours truly, Nate Runkle. Theme song by Phil Tyler Music featuring Nate 3.0. Special thanks to Fox Run Brands, DX Ferris, Andrew Scott, Natalie Runkle, and the incredibly brilliant and wickedly stunning Katie Daubney. If you or anyone you know has any ideas they would like to share or any guests they would like to hear on the podcast, please feel free to reach out to us at yothat'smyjawn@gmail.com. Or you can leave an audio message for us and possibly hear yourself on a future episode by visiting anchor.fm/ytmj/message. Until next time, be sure to displace the guilt and embrace the pleasure and shout to the world, yo, that's my Jawn.